here in Crawfordsville, Indiana, and it's 2 days after income tax time. This is a series of tapings being done by the Montgomery County Historical Society in cooperation with the American Legion Post and the Veterans of Foreign War Post. We're being the 50th anniversary of Pearl Harbor. The Historical Society is interviewing people, citizens of this county who had some roles in World War II. We're trying to get as many varieties as we can. These tapes are going to be placed in over in the local history room at the Crawfordsville Public Library so that future generations can see them. This series was really sort of inspired by the recent public television programs about the Civil War, when those fellows were celebrating their 50th anniversary. They showed, for example, pictures of the 50th anniversary of the Battle of Gettysburg, and all those geezers, old guys had long beards. Now, we've had very few of them on this program with long beards. This tape will be the property, as I said, of the Historical Society. With us today is I'm Bob Wernle of the Historical Society, and with us is Claire Chamberlain representing the Legion, and also Ed Miller, who has done a lot of the camera work for us today, on doing it today, and has done it in the past. Now, we're interviewing today a fellow who was in the Marines, and I'll ask you first of all, give us your name and your date of birth.
Philip Ward, 10 March 1926.
And where were you born?
In Mace, Indiana.
Did you grow up around here in Montgomery County?
I grew up in Mace and went to New Ross High School.
And what did your father do? Was he a farmer?
No, he worked at Donald's.
Worked at Donald's. Did you went to New Ross High School? Did you play? Were you in athletics there?
I played basketball there until I had to give it up and quit school. Didn't finish school.
Did you? Do you have any recollection where you are, what you were doing on the day of Pearl Harbor?
Yes, I do.
What were you doing, and where were you?
I believe I was in the Mace restaurant on that Sunday morning, and of course, Monday the following day you had to go to school. And the principal called us all. And the similar, we listened to the radio on Roosevelt. That is more.
Mm-hmm. And
I think I was a freshman then, I'm not sure.
A freshman?
I believe what it is.
So that, and did you go on and finish high school?
No, I did not finish high school. Family was poor, and I had to quit and help.
You had to quit? And do you remember Mace, when the old trolley car used to go through there?
Lindbergh.
Lindbergh, yeah. And the big four went down there right alongside it?
Yes. The foundation for the trolley station still there today.
Uh-huh. And you went on, and how did you happen to get into the service?
Well, I left 2 days before my 18th birthday because I didn't want to be drafted and have to go in the Army.
Were you still in high school at that?
No, I've been out for a couple of years.
What did you do in between getting out of high school and...
I worked downtown here at
Where did you work?
Farmer's Creamery, was that the name of it?
Farmer's Creamery down there where Lincoln Federal is now?
No.
Where? Oh, it was up
About
on North Washington Street.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you do? Just work
I
in
went out and picked up cream and milk.
with, you had a truck,
Yeah, their
truck route?
Mhm.
Uh-huh. And, you remember who was the manager of that creamery at that time? Was it?
Pegler.
Pegler was there at the
I
time.
think he was first.
Floyd Pegler, wasn't it?
Floyd.
Floyd Pegler, that's right. And, okay, you enlisted in the Marines 2 days before your 18th birthday?
Right.
How did you happen to do that?
What do you mean how that happened?
Well,
Everybody else
was the draft breathing on you?
Well, the next day, 2 days later, I had to sign up for the draft.
Uh-huh.
I didn't want to go in the Army.
Where did they send you?
Went to San Diego, California, 5 weeks boot training.
Did any of your buddies sign up at the same time?
No, not necessarily, no.
Where did you go into Indianapolis to do it? How did you get out to San Diego?
On a freight train.
On a freight train?
Seemed like a freight train. Went to Chicago and went up to San Diego.
And did you go into boot training there at San Diego?
Yes, sir.
You remember what year was that? What date was that?
21st April, 1944.
21st of April in 44.
I began my boot training.
The war was kind of winding down at that time, wasn't it? And when did you get out of boot training?
5 weeks later.
They only gave you 5 weeks of boot.
That's all you needed.
What, did you make any good friends while you were in boot camp?
Oh, yes.
You're still here from some of those buddies?
No, not from boot camp, really. But the unit I was with. The unit I went to later, they older guys and they'd been there all the way through boot camp. So I talked to one guy here a couple of years ago, lived in Ohio, went to boot camp with. I hadn't seen him, but I talked to him.
Uh-huh. Now, after boot camp, what happened?
Well, they gave me 10 days leave, and I spent 3 days coming home, 3 days getting back.
You went by train then.
Right.
3 days going home and 3 days coming back, and that meant 4 days for at home. You came back here to
Yes.
to Mace.
Mm-hmm.
So when you got back to San Diego, what happened?
Well, I went back to Camp Pendleton, was outside of San Diego, joined the unit.
Camp what?
Pendleton.
Pendleton.
Camp Pendleton, yeah.
Pendleton, okay.
Down in California.
That's a Marine base.
Largest base in the world.
Uh-huh. And where did you go then?
Well, we stayed there. I joined the 5th Division. The easy coming.
5th Division of the Marines? Okay.
Easy coming. We stayed there till September, then we moved to moved to Hawaii. September, went advanced training over there. And we left there January the 5th. We had practice landings. We made a practice landing on Maui on the way.
When practice landings, what kind of equipment did you use for practice landings?
Amtrak, Higgin boats.
Higgin boats?
Mm-hmm. Amtrak is a track will go on water or land.
Uh-huh.
APC we call them now.
APCs.
All-purpose carrier or something.
All right. And did you then get on board a trip ship and ship out, or how did they?
No, like I said, we made a practice land in Maui, went to Pearl Harbor, stayed there, I think 10 days on Waikiki Beach. The whole division was there. There was one Royal Hawaiian Hotel there then, and that was it.
That was that big white one, big Royal Hawaiian.
Still there, I think. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's still there.
Okay, there's 20,000 men, we stayed there 10 days.
You mean they put you up in the Royal Hawaiian?
No, we stayed in pup tents.
Oh, and pup?
Sure.
I was wondering how they're going to get a whole division into the
No.
Of course, the Royal Hawaiian was taken over by the services, wasn't it?
That pup tent was our Hawaiian hotel.
Oh, I get it.
So we stayed there, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. Jackie Cooper there, he was there in the Navy with us. Bob Crosby.
You mean the movie actor?
And Bob Crosby, he was in our division, Dave's brother, you know. He was
Uh-huh.
our division morale officer. And he put on a show there, Jackie Cooper, and we moved out.
Uh-huh.
Of course, PA ship, I guess the first stop was Quadrillion.
Now, you got aboard a ship and went to Kwajalein. What kind of ship was it?
PA ship.
What do you mean by that?
Personnel carrier, I guess is what it's called.
Oh,
Troop ship.
and how were your quarters on the ship?
Bad.
You were sleeping in hammocks?
Yeah.
And how were the rations?
Well, you stay in line 24 hours a day, you get food.
That's exactly it. Eat 2 meals a day?
Well, if you get it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't slide down the table.
How many fellows were on board this ship, do you remember?
No, I'd say at least 5,000. I have no idea how many they carried.
Do you remember the name of the ship?
I got it right there in that book.
Well, we don't need to look it up. It wasn't a big ocean liner, right?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Then we went from there to Saipan on the
Oh.
same ship.
You went to Kwajalein.
We stopped over there a couple, 3 days.
Okay. But you got off the ship, did you?
No.
Just stayed on the ship and slept in your hammock?
The idea was for more ships to meet us there, I think it was. I'm not a big officer.
And
Probably.
you went from Kwajalein to where?
Saipan.
Saipan. Did you stop off at Saipan?
Yes, we did. We transferred ships there.
Uh-huh.
At that particular time, Saipan had a submarine net all the way around it. And there was one gate you could get through. And we transferred from this PA ship down a landing net on the side of the ship on the Hager boat, the Amtrak, went down the island, through that gate and went back up the other side to LST.
And did you go ashore then at
No.
You still stayed on board the ship?
Yes, that's right.
Let me stop here and ask you, who was the commanding general of your Marine Division?
General Rocket. Rocket.
How do you spell that?
R-O-C-K-E-Y, I believe it was.
Rocky. Did you ever see the guy?
No. I seen him fly over an airplane once.
Do you remember any of your officers?
Oh, yeah, all of them.
And what did you think of your officers?
Well, I got one now we see every 2 years in Texas. He, Wells. And let's see, and he got the Navy Cross.
What was his full name? Do you remember?
John Keith Wells.
Wells. And what
He was
was
our
your
platoon leader.
your platoon leader? What, it was the second Louis?
He was the first second leader at that time, yeah.
Uh-huh. And you see him still?
Every 2 years.
Uh-huh. Hey, remember any of your other officers?
Well, the CO commanding Captain Severance.
How do you spell that?
Let's see, S-E-V-E-R-A-N-C-E.
Severance.
He
Okay.
lives in California now.
And does he still go to reunions?
Yes.
Any other officers you remember?
Well, I remember our battalion commander, Colonel Johnson.
Is he still living?
No, he got killed on Iwo.
Uh-huh. Okay, let's go on here. And what happened after you were at Saipan?
Well, like I said, we went on a transfer from a PA ship to LST. That's a landing ship tank. Big doors open up in front, the ramp come down, your tanks go up there at the Amtrak. And had an LSI on top of it.
What's an LSI?
Landing ship infantry.
Oh, okay.
We had, well, the block from the bottom of the LSI to the LST was about this, blocked up on the deck, see? And there's a whole company of us, which would be, it was all attached, probably 300 people. We stayed in between the hole back in there on steel deck for 9 days till we had Iwo.
Stayed in the...
Well, that's where we slept.
Uh-huh. Yeah, slept underneath, between the two decks.
That's a big old hard steel deck about, oh, it must have been a year old maybe, man. How far is the last tee?
How long you need?
How wide? 50
Oh,
foot?
about 50 feet.
Did you have no padding on the steel deck?
Oh,
Just flat on it? What was the climate like? Was it cold?
no, not over there, south end of north. This was in February, when the water was calm.
Uh-huh.
They take this LSI on top and they slide off the side. When they use this to transport from place to place on LST. And the Amtrak are down in the belly of it.
In the belly of the,
LST.
yeah.
See, the big door opened up the ramp, they're driving down there. So we went from the PA ship over to LST, and then they put the tanks right in the ship with it. And that's how we went in on Iwo.
All right, you went from Saipan then to Iwo.
9 days it took.
And could you tell us about what date it was you got to Iwo?
19th February,
19th of February
45.
in 45. And by gosh, the
Sunday
world
morning.
it was getting close to the time the Germans were surrendering, wasn't it?
It was Sunday morning.
You hit Iwo on a Sunday morning. Oh, okay, now.
Sunday morning here, now Monday over there, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it would have been Monday over there.
One day difference.
All right, can you describe your landing for us?
It was hell.
Okay, then tell us what hell was like.
Well, Iwo was a volcano ash for up at 200 foot up the beach. You just big dig that just keep falling in. And it was
Big what?
ash, like
Yeah.
volcano ash.
Yeah,
It was worse than sand. It
worse
rolled,
than sand.
it rolls so bad.
Uh-huh.
And there were different levees they had there. See,
Yeah,
the Iwo, the Japanese owned it. And they've had that for hundreds and hundreds of years.
they had it really for
That was a part of their homeland, Iwo.
Yeah,
And 72 days, every day, 72 days prior we hit there, the Air Force bombed that place.
uh-huh.
Every day. They'd come in Saipan, B-29.
Did you see the bombing going on as you were offshore there?
Oh, definitely. We
Yeah.
went in at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
We had a naval fire and all that stuff.
yeah, they were just bombing the dickens out of them.
Well, every day for 72 days.
Uh-huh.
B-29 come out of Saipan.
Yeah. And, okay, go ahead and describe it. How did you get ashore?
Hated boats.
What were they called?
The tank, the amphibious tanks.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. The first 10 waves was Amtrak. The rest was Higgins boats.
Higgins boats.
The Higgins boats is a big boat that the front flops down and you run out the front.
Mm-hmm.
The Amtrak, you don't. You go over the side. In fact, I think some of them, well, anyway, I jumped out of it. So, like I said, the first 10 waves is amphibious tanks. And then we went in on the 10th wave, I'm for 2. And the first 4 or 5 waves, the Japs just didn't even fire them. They let them get on shore, see,
Mm-hmm.
and they opened up. So they want to get all the people that could, see,
Yeah.
congregate on the beach and open up on them. So that's about it.
And what kind of fire were you getting? Mortar fire or
Everything.
machine gun fire?
Everything.
Uh-huh.
Mortars, machine gun,
Yeah.
no big stuff, I don't believe.
Yeah. You said the first, you were on the 10th, were you?
10th wave went in.
By the time you got there, were a lot of fellows dead there?
A lot of them.
But some of them survived.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. And I didn't ask you along the line here, were you still a private?
Oh, definitely.
You were still or a PFC, I suppose?
Private. All
Private, not even a PFC?
All the way private.
Okay, and tell us about when your wave went in. What?
Well, we were there about on the beach. I don't know. The time, you don't keep track of time, you know, and you're worried about your life. we got word that where we hit, there was 800 yards across the island. The island itself was only 5 miles long and 3 miles wide,
Uh-huh.
the widest point. So from where we hit, behind the Red Beach, to the other island, side of the island was 800 yards, land.
Yeah.
And we didn't make it the first day, to the
Uh-huh.
other side.
Uh-huh.
See, the 4th and 5th Division hit. The 3rd Division was out in what they call a floating reserve. There's still more ships out there waiting.
Uh-huh.
And the idea was, we were supposed to hit Iwo, 4th and 5th hit it. 3rd Division about the floating reserve, we were supposed to stay there 72 hours and secure the island. And then we pull off and go to hit another island, what they call WWII Jima. And well, there wasn't none of us left, so we couldn't go. And they had plans. See, this was 19th of February. The 1st of April, we hit Okinawa. So the 3rd and the 4th was going to be assault troops on Okinawa, and we was going to be in the floating reserve. Just switch it around. Didn't work out that way, but there wasn't none of us left. I spent 36 days there from beginning to end.
On Iwo. In that wave, you were in the 10th wave. When was the fellow killed, this lieutenant that you said you admired?
No, he wasn't killed.
Oh, he wasn't
No,
killed.
he got wounded real
Okay,
bad.
when was Colonel Johnson killed?
Oh, that was up way up in the northern part of the island. It was probably right part of March.
Yeah. Were any of your buddies killed there on that first wave?
A lot of them.
Your platoon, let's see, how many were in a platoon?
45.
45.
There was 4 in our platoon didn't get the Purple Heart.
4 did not get the Purple Heart. All the rest of you did. Now, what did you do after you hit the shore? When you're out to hit the shore?
Well, we inched our way up there and we got orders to drop our packs and put your bayonet on and come on up. Everybody was scattered and confused. And, didn't know who was where and all that stuff. We finally got together. That night time came, we hit at 9 o'clock in the morning, about 20 after 9 by the time I got there. And we didn't make it across the island that night. And the next day sometime, I think we got on the other side of the island, and we split and went to our left, which is base of Sabachi, the mountain. And the airfield over to the right. The main reason they wanted Iwo was that airfield there. See, the B-29 is going on the sideband of Tokyo. Go too far and you emergency landing. And,
You wanted to hit that airfield so that...
well, they did.
Uh-huh.
I didn't.
Yeah, well, you're part of the operation.
But I remember when the first B-29 come in there on emergency landing, and of course that was way later after went up the north end of the island.
Now you split, and part of your outfit went to the...
No, I'm saying part of the assault troops, the 4th Division, and
Uh-huh.
some that went to the right to go up to the north end of the island. We went,
You went to the left.
yeah, to the base of Suribachi.
Okay. Why did they want to take Suribachi?
Why?
Yeah, what was, you would think that they'd all gone up for the airfield. Suribachi, did it have any strategic importance?
The whole island did, just like...
Yeah, but,
well, they had caves and they lived in there for...
at Suribachi,
Hospitals?
around Suribachi.
See, it was 563 miles, feet high.
Yeah.
They stuck up there and they had hospitals, caves, and tunnels, and everything else in there.
Oh, right in that
Oh, that's
Suribachi.
all over the island, really.
Okay, now in other words, there were a tremendous concentration of Japanese troops there around Suribachi.
Yep.
And, okay, carry us forward then. What did you do after that?
Well, we finally got some tanks up there, and it took us 3 days to get probably 1,000 yards. We got to the base of the mountain, We found bunkers there, the wall there 3 foot thick. You know how hard that'd be to knock out. That's where Donald Rule, he got killed there.
Donald Rule, now, who was,
Well, he was on platoon there. He's the one that got the Congressional Medal of Honor.
he got the Congressional Medal of Honor. Did you know him? What was his rank?
TFC.
He was a PFC, and but he was killed. Now, what was the particular feat that he was got the medal for?
Well, we was going up on a bunker there. I think it was in the afternoon. I'm not sure, but he wasn't afraid of nothing. He'd take a grenade and walk right up to a bunker and throw it in there and forget it. So when Jeff started throwing grenades back at him, he jumped on one and saved about 4 or 5 guys around him. So this is probably the second, maybe third day, I'm not sure. But that's why he got it.
Was he in your squad or?
No, he was a different squad now, I don't believe. I got the list there, it was in what squad, but I never caught him.
All right, let's get some more of the action here. What?
Okay, we finally got to the base of the mountain, which had a kind of a levee to downslope to the beach, or one of the beaches, none of the rocks. We went around this way and some other out around this way, and we went. Our company went around to the left there and stayed there all night. I remember that very well. And one guy got hit. And their rubber boat come in, one of the ships out there, and picked him up.
You were that close to the water?
Oh yeah, we got on the water. Well, water right there. We just here. We stayed there all night. Next morning we got together, and Lieutenant Schreier called us and said we're going up top of the mountain there. And I don't know what for. But there was a lot of Japs up there dug in. Now, we didn't have no problem walking up there.
No problem walking up there?
Oh, I was tired. I mean, we didn't get no fire from no walking up.
Uh-huh.
But there's a bunch of caves and everything up there.
With Japanese throwing grenades out and that sort of thing?
Once we got up there, yes.
Once you got up to the top?
Yeah. Nothing, no problem going up.
No problem going up?
No.
This is at the top of Mount Suribachi?
Yeah, we stayed there for 5 days.
Well, how big is this top of this mountain? How would you describe it?
Well, there was kind of ridge around, and there's a slope down there that looked like nothing but lava ash. I would say, a couple 100 foot around. It wasn't too big. Probably set this house on it.
Huh.
It wasn't very big.
And now the picture that everybody knows is planting that flag up there. Were you part of that operation?
Well, we carried a little flag up with us. It was a smaller, about 3 or 5, I guess. Benito from New Jersey, I think he was the one carried up, or Keller.
Who was it?
It was Benito or Keller that carried it up there. We walked up and we put the flag up. Well, an old steel pipe we found laying there, probably 15, 20 foot long. So down on the shore, I guess somebody didn't like it, didn't think it was big enough, so they sent up another one. You could see it clear there in the island.
Yeah. Now,
It was probably 4 or 5 hours after.
4 or 5 hours afterwards, but you were there when they put the original one up, the first flag.
Yeah.
How big was that flag that you put up there originally?
I don't know, I seen it over in Washington. Oh, really? About 3 or 5.
3 or 5. And then,
Something like that.
and that was about what time and what day?
The 4th morning, the 23rd. Probably 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. I don't know, time didn't mean nothing to us.
Uh-huh. And how many of you were there in the group that went up there?
42.
42. Have you got some pictures of the group that went up there?
Well, I got a picture here. This is the part of the group was going up.
That was part of your group. Was that picture taken?
We had a Marine photographer went with us by the name of Lowry. He passed away a couple of
What's
years
his name?
Lowry.
Lowery.
Right. And he's the one that took these pictures. Now, he was in the Marine Corps himself. And, of course, he got hit or something anyway. He and the camera rolled down the mountain there a little ways. The film kind of got damaged, most of it. So this, I guess they salvaged some of these films there, and that's one of them. I got some more.
Are you able to get that, Ed? Okay. Could you point yourself out on this picture?
Right here, I believe it is.
Right there.
There's Robeson. Now, he's 17 years old. He's still living. This is Sergeant Hanson right here.
Sergeant Hanson?
He's in Massachusetts.
Is he still living?
No, he got killed on Iwo.
Okay, and who else?
This is Panizio, I believe, and I'm not sure. But their names are on the back of this. This is an official Marine Corps photo.
Mm-hmm.
But that's us going up the mountain there. Now this is looking, so you can see the ocean right here.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. Now, have you got another picture there of the,
This one?
yeah, let's.
So this is the second flag, the larger flag went up.
This is the larger flag.
That's Joe Rosenthal. He's a civilian. He worked for AP, is that the Associated Press, from San Francisco, and he went up. He came up there later. So he had us all getting together on this. This is a posed picture, really. The regular flag is not posed, or the flag that you see all the time, but this is.
That one's posed. Are you in this picture?
Yes, I am.
Well, point yourself out there for the,
Yeah.
right there, really about the top one of the whole business, aren't you? Right there next to the flagpole.
And here's Chief Hayes. There's Lieutenant Schreier, the one that took us up there. And this guy got killed, Schrank. Garrett still living. Snyder, Sergeant Snyder, he got killed. There's Hanson right there. And I think that's about all of them that got killed that took later on in this picture now. Most of them.
A lot of them were dead before this picture was taken, I suppose, in your outfit.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. How did you find the, are there any more pictures of the group of you that went up there?
No, this is the only one I got. You mean like this?
That one, what about this other?
Well, this one was taken in Hawaii before we left.
Oh, I see. All right. Why don't you point out these fellows here?
Well, this is our Chief Hayes, who was in the flag raising. This is myself, and these two guys, we got three, I guess. Now, this guy here lives in Belvedere, Illinois. His name is Smith, Gary Smith. And these two people right here, part of it, figure out they got killed. So we had these pictures.
Is this you right here?
Me right there.
All right. Chief Hayes, you call him?
Chief, yeah.
Why do you call him Chief?
He's an Indian, full-blooded.
He was a full-blooded Indian.
Pima Indian.
A what?
Pima?
Pima.
Pima tribe.
Uh-huh. And what part did he play in this?
Well, he's the one in the flag raising.
He's the one on the flag raising.
Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Now, which one is he?
Gee, I can't recall. I don't know which one they claimed him. Now, see, this picture is not posed, and that's why all the controversy about it, the argument who's who and all that stuff. And there's a story in a particular magazine that tells you about the first flag raising, the second flag raising, and why it was done and all that stuff.
But this was posed, you say?
No, definitely not. Not this
That was not posed.
No, no way. They posed it and they got their names.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So
that was the original picture. Okay. Now, you got the flag up there. What happened after that?
Well, we stayed there for 5 nights, 5 days.
Up there on the top of
There's about 40 of us up there, I guess. We eat sea rations. Of course, we eat sea rations the whole time we was there. But and every night about dusk, there was a big seemed like a big rocket went right over us. We had a couple of air raids, Japanese planes come in, but they didn't do no damage. Anyway, this rocket came over about dusk every evening. We couldn't figure it out. So later on, we got down, went up to the north end of the island, and we got word that there was a rocket up there. The Japanese took out of the cave on a big railroad track, rolled it out of the cave, and fired it, and rolled it back in, and kind of closed the door, I guess you'd call it,
Yeah.
on the side of this. And they claim that's what it was. I never seen the thing. But that thing, you seem like it's going to hit you, really. If it hit it, it'd blow us clear off that mountain.
Yeah, but it never did hit you.
It never did hit us, thank goodness.
Well, now, were the Japs coming out of the caves and so on while you were there?
No, just the first few hours. Sergeant Schneider there, he killed the guy, a Jap with come at him with his 45. Old Robeson had a little trouble with one. Lindbergh had a little trouble with another one. There wasn't too many, probably 4 or 5.
So that-
Individuals trying to get out of the cave.
So that once you got that, you took that mountaintop there, why, you didn't meet much resistance?
No, not after the first day.
Yeah. But as you were going up the mountain, you said you didn't.
No.
Well, when did you?
When we first got up there and they started finding out what's going on, the Japs.
What sort of, were you getting mortar fire or machine gun fire?
No, just hand small arms fire.
Small arms fire.
They jump out of them caves and stuff.
And shoot. How did you eventually sweat those guys out of the cave?
We blew the holes up.
You just blew the holes up. What did you do? Take the grenades and go down?
Oh, yeah, C2. Demolition.
Oh,
Demolition charge.
uh-huh.
Close the mouth of the cave up.
You closed the caves up so they couldn't get out.
Well, not a bird they couldn't get out. They had to play somewhere else, probably.
Yeah, in other words, it was a honeycomb,
Oh,
so
yeah.
they could have gotten out other places.
Yeah.
All right, you were up there for how long, you said?
5 days.
Okay, and where'd you move then?
We came back down, went up toward the north end, which is, well, we got there probably the second airfield, front line, if that's what you want to call it, up to the second airfield. At that time, there was probably half a company gone. We kept getting replacements in every day, but they get killed.
Do you have any statistics on how many fellows in your outfit got killed?
Well, I got a list right over there, I'll tell you.
And
Every man that got killed or wounded.
about how many of them?
There was a company of 245 people on it when we left, or landed, and there's 32 of us didn't get the Purple Heart. And
32 did not get you didn't get the Purple Heart. And 32 of you did not get the Purple Heart.
in the company, yes.
Out of how many?
245.
Quite a record. How many killed, do you know?
Well, I counted once, but I forgot the figure right now. It's probably 30 or 40. There wasn't nobody left. We had PFCs, platoon leaders. Anybody, corporal, one day he'd be commander, next day PFC take over.
So they were getting the officers and the sergeants. What about the non-commissioned officers? How did you find those fellows? Were they pretty capable?
Oh, definitely. The 5th Division was made up of raiders, Marine raiders, been on the Gulf Canal, New Zealand, different places, paratroopers. Marine Corps broke up the paratroopers. I think sometime in the latter part of 43, so they made up the 5th Division out of these guys.
They were all pretty good, pretty good.
A lot of them had 5 or 6 campaigns behind them. Macon Island, Guadalcanal, Saipan, Tinian, Guam.
Now, where did you move on from there? Where did you go?
Well, let me just back up here a little bit. One day, I remember we moved probably 100 yards.
100 yards.
At that particular time, I remember that day we had a little 37mm artillery pieces. You could move around by hand. And we had those things. Well, that's about all we had, a small arm. And we was moving up, and there's a Jap jumped out of the back of the cave, back of a man, grabbed him in the cave, Ignatowski in Milwaukee. And we found his body.
And you moved 100 yards. Is that all you moved?
We moved 100 yards, but we had to pull back before dark. There was no
Uh-huh.
place, the train, we could protect ourselves
Uh-huh.
for the night, see, so we had to
Yeah.
move back and then start out again the next day.
Uh-huh. Well, what happened then?
Well, we inched our way up to the north end, and that was pretty blocky up there. A lot of rocks. And finally, me and Chief Hayes, we stayed in the same hole for probably 10 days.
In the same foxhole?
And Grady dies, he's out there in Wyoming now.
When you were staying in the foxhole, did you get out of the foxhole at night?
No, definitely not. You didn't go nowhere at night.
Uh-huh. Well,
You move around at night, you get shot.
yeah, well, what about your rations and your, getting water? Did you get, stay in that foxhole, how could you keep?
Well, you move around in the daytime. You don't definitely get out there at night.
Uh-huh.
Oh, we get rations during the day. I brushed my teeth one time, I think, in 36 days.
And what about keeping washed up? Did you
Don't worry about that.
You don't worry about it.
No, didn't have time.
Did you?
I wore the same fatigues and dungarees for 36 days.
Uh-huh.
So we dropped our pack back to the beach, didn't have to change the clothing.
Uh-huh.
You don't worry about dirt when you worry about your life.
Yeah. Well, you were in that foxhole. What were you doing during the daytime? Did you get out and what about getting resupplied on ammunition? What were you a rifleman? Did you have an M1 or what kind of a gun did you?
I had an M1.
Uh-huh.
This foxhole we stayed in for 10 days, me and Keith and Grady dies. We had 26 M1s and about 20 carbines and about 15 BARs and 4 or 5 boxes of hand grenades. We was all set.
And
We
you
accumulated.
had plenty of ammunition in there. That must have been a pretty big foxhole with 3 of you in there, all that ammunition.
Well, you accumulated here and there, and the guy get killed, and you take your ammo. And,
Was it pretty hard to dig a foxhole there?
well, I'll tell you, in that one particular island, or part of the island there, you could dig down this far, you could lay down there, in an hour you'd be asleep. Sulfur.
Sulfur?
You see the fumes coming up.
Uh-huh.
And, well, you've heard of sulfur baths, and
Yeah.
at the same time. It puts you to sleep.
Uh-huh.
And on up in the other part of the island, you couldn't dig because it was all mostly rock.
Uh-huh. Well, when you got up the northern part of the island, then you didn't have any foxholes.
Not very much.
Well, how'd you protect yourself?
Well, you pile a few rocks around you if you could find them.
Uh-huh.
Best way you could.
Yeah. Okay, when you got to the northern part of the island, what kind of, did you do any, did you see any Japs up there?
Well, I seen 2 or 3 of them, though, I seen. Would you believe that, 20,000 there, I seen 1 or 2. And back up there a little bit, on our way up there was a Jap came out of a cave, and there was about 15 guys stood around there and opened up on him, and nobody hit him. He came up with his hands up. And they had well, I don't forget what they call that little rag around the head of their waist. They sent him back as a prisoner, and he gave all kinds of information. He was a big help to the wheel back there, figuring all that out. But really, I didn't see over 6 or 8 all the time I was there. I mean, face to face.
Uh-huh.
Because we didn't give a chance We see their body, we shoot.
Yeah. Was there any, did you ever use a bayonet?
No.
Anybody?
You on another person? No.
Did anybody use a bayonet?
Oh, definitely.
There were some bayonet fighting.
Oh,
But, in other words, they met them face to face and they had to use their bayonets.
But I've never got that position myself for some reason, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, we're up at the northern part of the island. What'd you do then?
Well, we just sit around there for 10 days and shooting at each other and playing games
Shooting at each other.
and blowing up these caves and stuff. And at that time, I think the Army was coming in back here from the beach somewhere. It was about 3 or 4 miles back here. So they said the island's secured, so they moved us off. We got aboard ship that night, one night on 26th of March. Give us spam sandwiches.
That was the best food you'd had for a long time.
It was dark when we got on there. We went offshore there at the other side of the island, probably. Well, the PA ship couldn't get in very far. They took us out there on higging boats. Come up that ship. 26th of March. I don't know, there wasn't over 30 guys of us in our company left that night. Count,
30 fellows in your company.
that's counting replacements that came in, yes. I would say 30, 35,
Out of how many?
245.
All right. Now, we've spoken about people dying. There were probably a lot of other injuries.
Oh, definitely.
And how was the medical treatment? How did you find the medics?
Each Marine platoon's got 2 medics attached to it. Everywhere they go, 2 medics go.
Uh-huh.
And our platoon leader, Keith Wells, he got hit twice. He got hit once, went on board ship, and he patched him up. A couple of days later, he ran away from the ship, picked up and come back. He got hit again. There's a guy in Espinade, now he got hit 3 times.
Now, they got hit by a small arms fire or
All kinds. Our own fire too. I
Okay.
got a good friend in Texas, Stanton. He got lost a leg for our own fire. Colonel Johnson got killed by our own mortar rounds.
By your own mortar.
That's right. Same day they both got killed by our own fire. See, the islands were smart. They couldn't use them big guns very well. Because
Yeah.
short distance like that.
Yeah.
And Navy fire, well, it's pretty big help. They couldn't get it right on zero right in, like where we wanted.
Yeah.
But our medics with us, well, both our medics still living today. Bradley is in the picture there. He's in Wisconsin, Langley. He lived down in El Paso, Texas.
So they're still alive. Were they just PFCs
They
or
both
pri-
got hit.
They were privates or just?
No, Bradley, he was a Navy. Well, they're both Navy, see.
Yeah.
All the medics in Marine Corps had belonged to the Navy. They was sergeant, I don't know, the Navy rank, I don't understand it.
Yeah. Okay.
No, they were corporals or sergeants, I don't know. Probably some mate something.
What about the medical stations? Were they right on the island or did they take them off onto the ships?
Both, they had the tent set up there on the island for more or less first aid. What they call it, pre-op or whatever, if it was real bad, they sent them out for the ship.
I've asked you about the rations. What about water? Did you have trouble getting
There
water?
was no water at all, we took it in barrels, 6-gallon barrels.
And so all you had was your canteen. Is that it? You filled the canteen and that'd be it.
No water.
Were there times when you were pretty thirsty?
No, I don't remember that, no.
They were able to get water to you.
Oh, yeah, if you can stand the taste of it. It's wet.
It was wet. Okay.
I've been in them steel drums for, what, 30 days, and it tastes too good.
Um,
So we still drink the salt water, and we didn't dare drink the water the Japs had there. We did find some canned sardines that they had that we knew would be pretty good because in a can, and they said,
yeah.
eat a little of that.
But the Japs had their own water supplies up there then.
Oh, yeah.
But you didn't dare
No,
take.
no.
Um,
Hard to tell what it was. Couldn't
Yeah.
tell.
okay. Now, when did you get off the island? What
26th of March.
And where did you go then?
Well, the setup was supposed to go back to Guam, but there wasn't enough left, so we come back to Hawaii. We got back there we landed in Hilo the day after President Roosevelt died, 12th of April.
Uh-huh. You'd landed on Hilo.
Yeah, we was on the big island of Hawaii,
Yeah,
6 months before we landed and come back there.
yeah. And how long did you stay on Hilo?
Afterward?
Well, when you got back to Hilo,
Yeah. Well, we stayed there, went back through training, started house training for the invasion Japan.
house-to-house training.
And,
What was that like? What did you do with it?
well, it didn't last long. See, the war ended there in August. They dropped the bomb. But the funny part was, 6 months there prior, we was getting a case of beer a month, I think, per man.
A case of beer a month.
Per man.
Yeah, okay.
Right. We'd gone, what, 3 months, 4 months? There was 30,000 cases of beer stored up there. It was stored in the chapel. The chaplain didn't like that very well.
Where was this, on Hilo? Or where was the
Capturara, something, King Ranch, or what's that big ranch up there?
King Ranch? No, that's not. Well, anyway, go ahead. Up in that ranch, there were how much beer?
20,000 cases. The ranch kept coming in.
And nobody to drink it.
That's right. So we got there. Well, anyway, the chaplain didn't like that real well, so they gave us 2 weeks off, and we had a big party.
You drank all that beer. How soon?
All 2 weeks.
2 weeks. All right. What?
Then we stayed there till they dropped a bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. We loaded up all the way and went. I forget what day we left there. Packed everything. We landed in Japan the 23rd of September, 45.
You landed and they took you back to Japan.
We were the first troops on Kyushu.
And what did you do when
Sasebo.
what did you do when you got to Japan? Occupation troops?
Yeah.
How long were you there?
I was there 10 months.
How did you live there on the island?
On Japan?
Yeah.
Well, we different old Japanese army camps and Navy bases and where we find.
Yeah. It was a pretty comfortable living there compared with what you'd had.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
What does an occupation soldier do? What, nothing?
Well, they had us going out in small groups as far as people looking for ammunition and stuff like that, rifles. We'd go out there and look around and come back. We'd guard an ammunition dumps that the Japanese had there and different things. And I remember there was Sasebo there at that one place there probably a couple months.
What would you say the name of the place?
Sasebo. So
Yes.
it's the island, Kyushu, the southern island of Japan.
Okay.
We was eating there, in fact our mess sergeant would go out and steal rations from the army to feed us. We couldn't get no food. Well, everybody started writing home. We was getting Spam 3 times a day for 30 days, I reckon. I don't know, a long time. Anyway, one day, the chow line, we looked up there was a general standing in the chow line. People rode home, and they got word got the voice, and he come over to find out why.
Yeah.
And after that, we got shot. But he had to steal off the army to feed us.
Uh-huh. And when did you leave Japan then?
Oh, let's see, I left there 14th of June, I think it was, 46.
Well, now, wait a minute, the war was not over then.
Yes, it was. It ended
Oh, 46.
46, 45.
Okay, yeah, okay,
I spent 10 months in Japan,
yeah,
because they was going back, sending guys back with a point system.
yeah, okay,
I didn't have enough points, because I was just a young guy.
yeah. And how'd you get back to the States?
Boat, 35 days.
Uh-huh.
We came from Sasebo up to Alaska, down the coast. We pulled in San Diego. We stayed there overnight. The skipper of that ship, he put his wife aboard in his car, and we went to Norfolk, Virginia, around through the Panama and Norfolk, Virginia.
And landed in Norfolk. Did you see any other famous people along the line besides Jackie Cooper and who the other fellow was?
Well, you talk about famous people. As far as I'm concerned, my buddy's famous.
Okay. The fellows that went up on Iwo Jima. Yeah. Now you're back in the States at Norfolk, and you were discharged there, were you?
I put us on a train, took us to Great Lakes. First of all, the reason we pulled in San Diego, all the guys who lived west of Mississippi got off out there for discharge.
At San Diego.
And we got for the East Coast, right
Went through the canal.
went up to the Great Lakes,
Oh.
and went through Panama Canal. 31 days the whole trip.
And you were discharged. Now, you came back to Mace, did you? What was the date of your discharge? You remember?
20 July.
20th of July, 1946. You came back to Mace, and you were not very old even then. Did you get a job right away after you get out?
Well, I went back down there to the creamery and talked to Peter.
Was Floyd still working there?
Yeah, he was.
And how long did you went to work there? Driving a route?
Yeah, keep him busy.
Okay. And how long did you work there?
I think I worked there that fall and I went to California.
You went out to California? How'd you have to do that?
I don't know, nothing around here.
No work to do, huh?
Not really.
You get a job out in California?
Yeah.
What were you doing?
Well, I worked for Standard Oil Company, the gas stations.
Standard Oil? Uh-huh. And how long were you there?
I can tell you, I didn't like California. Probably a year and a half. I got fed up with California. So I came back here, been here ever since.
Now, somewhere along the line, did you get married?
Oh yeah, I got married before I went to California.
Who did you marry?
A girl named Brownsville.
And what was her name?
Miller?
Miller? Uh-huh. And did you have any children?
And two.
And are they still around here?
The one's in Jersey, the other in North Carolina.
What are their names?
Andy and Nancy.
Andy and what?
Nancy?
Nancy? Nancy married? What's her name now?
Perry?
Carrie?
Perry.
Perry, P-E-R-R-Y. Have any grandchildren?
Yeah, she got two girls and the son has two girls and a son.
Uh-huh.
He's in New Jersey.
So, all right, now are you still married?
No, their mother passed away. We was married 10 years and she passed away.
Uh-huh. And are you married now?
Yeah.
And is that woman from around here too?
No, she's in Vietnam.
Vietnam. No children by her though. All right. Where do you live?
Out on East Main Street.
Out there by the Catholic Church, out in that area. And as a matter of fact, you've got would they be stepsons or Trong and
Oh, the wife's nephew?
Yeah, the wife's nephews. They're, one of them's in Wabash College, isn't he? And,
The other's Ball State.
the other one's up at Ball State. Nice kids, very nice boys.
See, after 12 years, I went to join the Army and went to Vietnam.
You went to Vietnam?
3 times.
Well, I'll be darned. You didn't get to
I
Korea,
spent 5 years in Germany.
You didn't get to Korea, did you? Okay, well, let's get your career then. We haven't hit that yet. What, you went to, did you stay in the service then?
Oh, no, I got out.
And,
When I was in California, I tried to get back the Army, and they offered me a job in the infantry, and I said, no, thank you. So I didn't want to go back to the infantry.
yeah.
So,
Well, what did you do then after you were in California? You came back came back here. And did you go in, when did you go back into service?
58, I worked down in McDaniel Freight Line for almost 10 years.
McDaniel Freight Line? Was Claude Updike there that time? And Leonard McDaniel? What did you do there at the freight line?
Pedal freight and worked for freight. Take off.
And then you went back into service in 58.
Went to Germany.
Went to Germany?
Stayed there 3.5 years.
What branch of the service?
I joined the Army this time.
Army. What kind of rank did you have?
Well, I went in as a sergeant because I was in the National Guard here
Yeah.
6, 7 years, I don't know.
And you went to Germany? Where were you stationed in Germany?
First time was at Frankfurt.
Uh-huh.
I lived in Frankfurt, worked out of Hearst.
Did your family go with you?
Yeah, first time.
And what did you do over there?
I was in transportation.
I'm kind of being with the freight line here.
Yeah.
Okay, and and then you came back to the States, your wife and your kids came back with you?
Yeah, I went to Fort Bragg.
And for Fort Bragg, what did you do?
Transportation.
And did you get promoted along the line somewhere? You're still a sergeant? Okay.
9 years.
9 years a sergeant. Buck sergeant?
Pretty dumb. Anyway, I was there 18 months, went back to Germany by myself.
Didn't take the family with you?
No, we bought a house down there and she didn't want to leave.
Uh-huh. Have you always lived in that house out there on East Main?
No, I bought that when I retired,
Oh.
76.
Okay, you retired from the service in 76. Did you do anything after that or just living on your retirement?
Oh, I had a trucking business there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So Reaganomics come along and I had to quit.
Okay. And
I went to Vietnam 3 times.
went to Vietnam 3 times.
Well, I made 4 trips.
Uh-huh.
I stayed over 3 times.
What did you do in Vietnam?
Transportation.
Again.
Convoys.
Uh-huh. Well, why don't we take a pause here and see if we think of anything else we want to find out about. Well, you mentioned Chief Hayes. Tell us a sad story about him. What happened to him after the war?
Well, when President Truman telegraphed Hawaii for him to return to the United States, you won't believe it, but this is what happened. He filled his seat bag half full of beer and a little bit of clothes and came to Washington.
Is that right?
Truman ordered the United States for the bomb tour.
Yeah. And he filled his
Seat bag.
bag full of
Half full of beer.
half full of beer.
That 20,000 cases we had, part of that.
Oh my! And he came back to the States, and he went on the bomb tour, did he?
Him and Bradley and Gay.
Oh.
And they was down in Wabash College.
Who was that? They came here to Wabash?
Yeah, one night, so my mother and sister wrote and told me they was down in Wabash College for that volunteer.
And Hayes was here.
Oh, yeah.
And what was the sad end that he came to after?
Well, he was an alcoholic, and finally, after all these trouble, he finally went back to the reservation there outside of Phoenix. Pima County, I think it's in Phoenix.
Thanks.
And, well, he just drank so much and he got drunk, and the way I understand it, he finally did one day, out in the sun, just too much alcohol.
But he was a pretty courageous guy.
Oh, he was a paratrooper.
He was a paratrooper first.
He was on, I forget what island, a couple islands, before he joined this.
Have you got a picture of him there that?
Well, the one I got this one here. Well, where is it? Yeah.
Well, that's all right. We don't. I think that
I
you
got
showed
all
us.
kinds of pictures of him.
You showed us a picture earlier that about these reunions you go to. You go every year. Or
Every other year. First they planned on 5 years, and then they decided them other people getting older all the time, and so they're going to have it every 2 years.
And it's a reunion of what
Our
outfit?
company,
Just your company.
Easy Company.
And how many of you are there left?
Well, we have a list here, probably, a lot of them haven't located yet. There's, we located, I think, 80 or 90 of them.
And I suppose you got an organization that has to get this thing ready,
Yeah, Keith Well down in Abilene, Texas.
and he organizes it every year.
Well, every other year.
Yeah.
In fact, we're going
You
out-
bring your wife and your family down there. And
1985, which is 40th anniversary, was in San Diego. And the 45th anniversary, we go to Washington, D.C. And we get together in between.
Yeah. I see here you've got, Phil, you've got a nice long poem here that your mother sent to you while you were after Iwo Jima. And I think it's you can't read the whole thing, of course, here, but here at the end it says, so little Iwo fell to us in March of 45, and I bow my head to those who fell, and thank God that I'm alive. That expresses your sentiments about it, doesn't it? I really appreciate your coming and giving us this interview. Let me shake your hand, and I would suggest, Phil, this is certainly a good scrapbook here, and I would suggest to you that rather than let it get lost, you ask the local history room of the public library if they couldn't keep this and for future generations, because you really had an important part in World War II, and we're amazed at how many, in doing these interviews, how many of our local citizens had an active part in some of the important phases of World War II. So thank you again.
Thank you.